Good morning students. Today we are going to start with the lesson molecular genetics. So this is lesson 5 molecular genetics. So we are going to learn the introduction, then few topics like gene as the functional unit of inheritance, in search of the genetic material, and DNA is the genetic material which was proved by Hershey and Chase experiment. First we will start with the introduction. So there are three major areas of genetics. One is classical genetics, the other one is molecular genetics, and next evolutionary genetics. Classical genetics deals with Mendel's principles, meiosis and mitosis, sex determination, sex linkage, chromosomal mapping and cytogenetics. Whereas molecular genetics includes genome, DNA structure, chemistry of DNA, transcription, translation, control of gene expression and DNA cloning. And the last one, evolutionary genetics, it includes quantitative genetics, population genetics, evolution and speciation. So why I have given you all these things is, already you have learned classical genetics and then molecular genetics you are going to learn now, and evolutionary genetics you will learn in future. That is, you have the last chapter related to evolutionary genetics. First we should know what is molecular genetics. Molecular genetics is a scientific discipline concerned with the structure and the functions of genes at the molecular level, and includes the technique of genetic engineering, which can be defined as the direct manipulation of an organism's genome. So here molecular genetics, it is mainly concerned with the structure and functions of genes. So we will learn what is the structure and what is the functions of genes at the molecular level. And very important technique which is involved in molecular genetics is genetic engineering. And in genetic engineering, it is very important technique because here it is directly dealing with the manipulation of organism's genome, that is handling an organism's genome. So I use this term genome. So we should know what is this genome. A genome is an organism's complete set of DNA including all of its genes. So when you take a cell, you have a nucleus, and inside the nucleus you have many chromosomes, that is chromatin reticulum, which is condensed into chromosomes. So a chromosome contains DNA. So the complete set of DNA with all its genes, that is what is called as genome. Each genome contains all of the information needed to build and maintain that organism. It is very important to know that a gene is responsible for expressing a particular character. Now you see in this diagram, so this is the genome. So a chromosome, when it is unwinded, we see the structure of DNA, and a specific portion is called as genes. So genes contain instructions for making proteins. So genes are the one which give or which contain instructions for particular proteins. We should know that our body is entirely made up of protein. Each and every cell structure is made up of proteins. So all organisms contains a particular nucleic acid, either DNA or RNA, and the genes are responsible because they contain the instructions for making proteins, and each and every gene is responsible for a particular type of protein. So these proteins act alone or in complexes to perform many cellular functions. So all those functions which are carried in our body are only through these proteins. Either they may act individually or they can combine together like a complex, and they carry out the particular cellular functions. In humans, a copy of the entire genome contains more than 3 billion DNA base pairs, and it is present in all cells that have a nucleus. So whichever cells have nucleus contains 3 billion, that is more than 3 billion DNA base pairs. This is a base pair. So like this, more than 3 billion DNA base pairs are present in an entire genome, that is a copy of the entire genome. So what is genome? Genome is an organism's complete set of DNA including all of its genes. So DNA along with its genes, that is what is called as a genome. Next we will see gene as the functional unit of inheritance. A gene is a basic physical and functional unit of inheritance because gene is the one which is helping to transmit the character from one generation to the next generation. So, we call it as the basic physical and functional unit of inheritance. This was first explained by Gregor Mendel in 1860. But at that time Gregor Mendel, he did not give a name as gene, he called it as a factor. And this term gene was coined by Wilhelm Johansen in 1909. So, for this gene, Sutton, he has given a definition for that is classical concept of gene. This was proposed by Sutton in the year 1902. So, classical concept of gene was proposed by Sutton in the year 1902. Genes have been identified as discrete particles that follow Mendelian rules of inheritance, occupy a definite locus in the chromosome and are responsible for the expression of specific phenotypic character. So, according to Sutton, how does he give or how he explains it is, he says that it is a discrete particle that follow Mendelian rules of inheritance. So, anything a particle which follows Mendelian rules of inheritance, because Gregor Mendel is called as the father of genetics because he was the first person to know about the inheritance, that is certain factors are inherited from one generation to next generation and are carrying the particular trait. So, he says that it follows that particular inheritance rule of Mendel and it occupies a definite locus in the chromosomes. So, it has a particular position in the chromosome and are responsible for the expression of specific phenotypic character, and that genes are responsible for expressing a particular trait or specific character. So, that is the functional unit of inheritance and classical concept of gene. So, what are the properties of gene? First one, several genes are located on the same chromosome. We know the number of chromosomes are less when compared to the number of genes. So, each chromosome contains several genes. So, several genes are located on the same chromosome. These genes are arranged in a single linear order like a beads in the strings. So, like this. So, they are arranged in a linear order. It occupies a specific position called locus. So, this is called locus. So, they are occupying a particular position or specific position, that is called as locus. It exists in several alternate forms called alleles. So, alternate form of the gene is called allele. I think I have told you all these things before. So, it undergoes mutation. Mutation means a sudden change which occurs in the gene, that is called as mutation. So, you can see here. So, this is the original sequence, thymine, adenine, cytosine, it goes on like this. So, here if you see, there is a particular change in this sequence. So, this is called point mutation because a particular point alone mutation has occurred. So, T is mutated into C. So, thymine is mutated into cytosine. So, this is called mutation. And it is capable of self duplication. Self duplication means it can create a copy of its own. So, these are all the properties of genes. Next one is one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. So, this one gene, one enzyme, what does that mean? One gene is responsible for producing one enzyme or coding for a particular enzyme. That is what is called as one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. This was proposed by George Beadle and Edward Tatum. They conducted an experiment on Neurospora crassa, the red bread mold, and they proposed this theory called as one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. One gene controls the production of one enzyme. So, that is the theme behind this one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. Now, look at this diagram. So, this is wild type. Wild type means the gene which has not undergone any change. So, this contains the minimal medium ornithine, citrulline and arginine. So, gene A is responsible for the production of ornithine, gene B is responsible for the production of citrulline and gene C is responsible for the production of arginine. Now, in class 1, a mutation takes place in gene A. So, what happens when the gene A is mutated? The particular enzyme is failed to be produced. Similarly, class 2 mutants means those things which causes mutation. It can be X-ray, UV radiation, like that. What they are all called as mutants. It can be chemical substances also. So, class 2 mutants. So, this causes change in gene B, mutation in gene B. So, enzyme B production is stopped, and you can see here class 3 mutants, mutation in gene C. Gene C enzyme production will be stopped. So, this is the experiment, this is the interpretation. So, what is conducted here, that is just explained in this part. So, what is proved here is one gene is responsible for one enzyme. So, that is proved in this experiment. So, this is called as one gene one enzyme hypothesis. If the particular gene is mutated, then the particular work stops or the particular function will not be carried out properly.